Alright, we're doing a little experiment on the VCT tile floor. We've got a floor that hasn't been cleaned in 20 years, and we're going to try the steamer. We haven't put down any kind of pre-spray. We're using a steamer alone. It's 275 degrees is what it gets to, and it's a vapor steamer, and it has 50 psi. We're just using a regular Scotch-Brite 3M Scotch.
It's a 3M pad.
Yeah, it's a 3M green Scotch-Brite pad that we got underneath it to scrub.
Yeah, and there's no pre-spray. This is completely from scratch. So if the stuff comes up, it's coming up without a pre-spray, which normally we pre-spray everything.
Yeah, we're trying to experiment just to see if steam alone is going to get this stuff loose. Because a lot of people run into these floors. And there may be some stuff that's embedded where it's not going to come out with any method. So
yeah, that can be.
And with the lighting and stuff today, you're not going to see that there's steam coming off of the thing too much, but there is.
Oh, it's steaming hard.
It puts out a lot of steam.
And a lot of stuff is coming loose.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is with no pre-spray, just steam only. It's pure water. So there's no spray in it.
That black smudge in the corner, did it not budge it?
That? No, but that could be something embedded.
Now, high temperature steamers, 275, some go over 300. Just because it's a dry vapor, it doesn't mean you're not going to have condensation, because when you hit a cold surface, a solid surface, it is going to automatically create some moisture. So what we do, we have a microfiber rag on what's called a doodle bug. We don't have a doodle bug, we have an off-brand, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'll show you up there. It's leaning in the corner. And we use that to absorb the moisture that's being created. And you can't avoid that moisture. A lot of times we use a wet dry vac with the floor squeegee, and you can use that. You can mop it, of course.
Now what I'm going to do is, so it doesn't start, the water doesn't start drying, I'm going to mop it right now.
And if it gets out of hand, watch out you don't break the window.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
If it gets out of hand where you end up smearing stuff, then you need to clean your rag out,
yeah,
or use a different rag, or and again, this is kind of experiment to see if we could just use this machine to do these floors with. We have a Hoover floor mate that we use sometimes just around the house, and we've used it for jobs like this because.
Now come over here and show the difference.
Yeah, you can see
that and that.
Move over here out of the light a little bit. So there you go. So it's already created a fairly clean spot.
Great. Yeah,
so what we'll probably do is we're going to work on cleaning the whole floor, and then we may go back and target some areas like those black smudges. We may actually put a little pre-spray down on those and then come back. But that's what we're doing. Now that spot right there he just cast, that's probably the worst, and that's underneath the dining table.
Keep an eye right on the nozzle. That's where all the activity is going to take place.
And again, these are 20-year-old VCT tile floors, and we know that this particular complex, they did not seal them down. They didn't wax them. They just stuck them down and left them. So they've never had any protection on them. So they end up replacing these floors. About 7-8 years ago, they started replacing these floors when they had new units come up, because they were just too hard for the people the maintenance people to clean up. So
you may want to stand over here because I'm going to go that way.
All right.
Now we told the guy that's paying us to do this that this is not going to turn out perfect.
No, it's too old, and it's not. It was never sealed or waxed.
Well, it's got where furniture short across. It's got embedded stains in it, and you know there's things that just see. Look at that. Keep that camera right on the nozzle.
So I can see the 3M pad's getting dirty because it's leaving dirty water everywhere you go. And we'll use the microfiber rag, but if we have to, we might even just go get that floor mate, because the nice thing about something like a floor mate, they're only $130, but you have the ability to put water down and scrub it with the floor scrubber brushes and suck the water back up. And you do need to have a microfiber or something around to kind of clean up. It'll leave a little bit of a splosh here or there. And so you do need to clean up after it a little bit. Once the wheels on little machines like that get wet, they leave tracks everywhere. So you can use them, but you got to be kind of careful how you use them. But it's they work as good as a wet dry vac for picking up moisture pretty much. They're pretty good little machines. And I have a feeling we may end up getting that because I think the microfiber is going to be filled up pretty quick.
Do me a favor and pull my steamer here about a foot this way. Now, as much as I want to be on camera, I want Joe to aim the camera right on this stuff. I mean, I like to be a movie star.
Watch out. You're dragging your hose through the dirty water.
It's all right. We're going to mop good after. Oh yeah, when we're done, we're definitely going to do a good mopping because that way everything that, that they get perfectly picked up will get picked up.
Now a lot of times on floors like this, we'll use the Oric Orbiter with a black stripping pad.
Oh, and it works very effectively.
And it works good, but we're trying to figure out if we can use this method. It's a little bit, and if this will work fine, it's a little easier in some ways.
Oh, it's easy. And there's no chemicals.
Yeah, it doesn't make quite as big of a amount of slurry, we'll call it. With the floor, with an Oric, you really want to put down some pre-spray.
There, I'll get my edge cleaning just by adjusting the pad ever so slightly.
And I can see there's little things. Okay, that's starting to come out. There's little things we may have to come back. Once we get everything, go through initial over the floor one good time, we'll come back and we'll fix any little imperfections.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause here because we try to keep our videos under 20 minutes because otherwise we got 2 clips and I got to go into an editing package to fix them together. So I'm going to try to pause it here and we'll come back when we make a little further progress. Okay. We are mopping as we go. We had to clean.
Oh, show the difference in the clean and the dirty.
Yeah.
That's the important stuff.
We've made about halfway across the room. It hasn't taken too long. We did stop. We had to go wring the microfiber rag out. So that is the dirtiest area, but I think that stuff's going to come out. Some of the black smudges along the corner, they may not come out. We'll go back on them in a little bit.
Well, some of it's permanently etched into the tile. And this stuff's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's seen its better days 15 years ago.
Yeah, and if it's been, if it's that dirt that's been ground in, it's going to leave. It's going to be a permanent damage to the surface.
And keep in mind, these floors, this is the first time they've been cleaned in 20 years. I'm not saying they haven't had some mopping done to them, but I'm talking about a real cleaning, like what we're doing.
Now when you're using something like this, and it happens with the Oric Orbiter and a black floor pad too, a lot of times you got enough sludge on the floor that you can't really see if you've got stuff out. So it's a process. You're going to have to kind of wipe the floors down a little bit. You could use like a window washer squeegee for floors. You can use something like that to kind of move the stuff around if you need to, but you're going to have to clean up the mess and then look again and see if anything needs touched up. Because a lot of times you have so much slurry you can't really see the surface of the tiles 100%. Now if you have a wet dry vac, you can just and you have 2 people, you can have one person vacuum while the other one cleans to kind of keep up with it. But then that other person can't hold a camera and make videos. So.
Oh yeah, if we were trying to do this fast, we wouldn't be making a video. I'd be operating this and my brother would be operating something to vacuum it up with, and we'd be done in 10 minutes. But we want to get a video.
Oh, another thing, if you can, you see he's doing an area. If you try to do too large an area, you're definitely going to have junk all over the bottom of your shoes. I think he does. And then you're going to have dirty footprints everywhere you go. So if you can try to stay off of the slurry with your shoes, you can't clean as big an area at one time, but the bottom of your shoes stay cleaner, and you won't slip and fall. So it's better to take small areas and just work your way around a room and do it that way. If you got someone with a wet dry vac, then you don't ever have to stop. You can just keep going continuously.
Oh yeah, continuous.
Now keep in mind, this steamer that we're using, it's called a Dupray Neat. And Dupray is a pretty good company for steamers. But they had this thing, they were selling this thing for $125 for a while. The regular price is right at $200. Sells for $150 all the time. You can find it on special. You find these on Amazon. Just look for a Dupray Neat. And don't set that in your clean floor.
It's all right, I'll mop it again.
Too late.
I don't have much choice. Where am I going to set it, on the carpet? I mean, I'm kind of stuck. It's all right.
But you don't have to have a $500-600 steamer to clean floors. And we've already shown, if you look on our channel, we have videos showing you can clean carpets with these things too.
Oh yeah.
So, they're the ones around that price range. They can clean carpets. You can do floors with them. What they don't do as well is like cleaning barbecue grills, ovens.
Hold that.
They don't have enough heat. Now you can use it to help clean, but you're going to do some scrubbing too. But they definitely make things easier than not having a steamer at all. So this is still affordable equipment we're talking about here. And the neat thing, if you end up buying a steamer that you're going to use for stuff like this occasionally, even if you have other equipment, is you'll use this thing around the house to clean things all the time.
All the time.
It's a process. You can see that area in the center of the floor right there is really quite a bit cleaned. You can see it's dripping dirty water everywhere with that 3M pad. And you can rinse your 3M pad once in a while if you want to too.
If you need to. But you don't really have to because you, hang on here. You don't have to rinse your 3M pad because you're going to mop behind it.
Yeah, it just reaches a point that everywhere you take that 3M pad, it's going to drip dirty water on things, so you got to be careful. Don't set it on someone's carpet unless you want to clean their carpet for free.
Yeah.
Now, the honest truth about this method is it may be a little bit slower than, say, an Oric and a shop vac, but the one thing is it's almost effortless. There's not a lot of hard scrubbing here. It's doing all the work. He's not pushing down on that at all.
No.
To scrub with. It's just an abrasive pad with high temperature steam coming through it, and it's getting everything up. And it's
I am sweating a little bit, but that's because the steam. I mean, it's a lot of steam coming up in the air here.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that old line. It's like a sauna in here.
It is, yeah.
Now, if you had we didn't bring a pack of 3M pads with us. It'd be easy just to change your pad once in a while and throw a dirty one in a bucket so it can settle.
Well, you really don't need to if you just
What's that black thing right there? It looks like a.
That's something.
Okay, that's just a piece of grass or something.
Yeah.
You might set that so it drains out on the front porch or something. The 3M pad. Take it off, yeah. Watch out, that still may drip a
I'm
little.
not done.
I'm gonna pause again. We have to mop up the slurry here real quick, and then we'll be right back. And we'll see if we need to touch anything up. Stay tuned.
All right, that's it. Now I know it's not perfect, but you gotta remember this floor's not been cleaned in 20 years. Just basic mopping, and all the heavy dark stuff that was on there to begin with, it's all gone. The rest of the stuff, a lot of it's shadowing, a lot of it's maybe some dampness because the towel hasn't soaked up all the water yet. But it's amazingly different. The customer's very happy. All the real dark stuff that he wanted out is out. And when this floor dries, it's going to look pretty good. It's never going to be perfect because it's not a wax floor. It's a shame if you put a tile floor in and don't wax it. That's a huge mistake. But that's
if we were gonna put down a coat, if we were gonna wax this floor, we'd get some of that hazy stuff. We'd work on.
See, when you turn the lights out, a lot of it's shadowing.
Yeah.
And if you're a floor cleaner or know anything about it, you know that shadowing can get in the way if your floor's looking nice. Now,
this is just really someone wanted to get their floors really cleaned up because they haven't been able to do it with a mop.
They were black. It was black.
Yeah, this isn't something we're trying to get the floors absolutely perfect so we can put a.
Now we won't put your. Hey guys, Max, do you like the results? You can say it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
He's got a cute little dog in the
You're
house.
very happy. You're real happy.
Uh-huh.
And it hasn't looked like this in years, has it?
Yeah, that's good.
That's the customer. He's happy. We're happy. Now, yeah, of course it's not perfect, but it was never going to be. If I brought the Oric over here and put a black pad on, I might have got up one of those heel marks or something like that, but it looked about like that because the stuff's embedded in the tile.
Yeah.
And steam, Steam will work its way down into where the tiles are bed. It'll work its way into the pores and pull stuff out, which is probably why it's this clean.
If we were going beyond this, we'd put down some 40 volume or something on the floors. That'll help get rid of some of the hazy areas. That'll lighten everything up. We're not doing that in this case.
No, we just did a basic quick cleaning.
You're to the point now you could basically just start treating the floor to make it cleaner than this.
Remember, this was done with the Dupray neat steam thinner, no pre-spray.
Yeah.
It was just done with plain steam, and it's an amazing result. It just shows how good that machine really works.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that and found it instructful. And that's all for this time. Thanks for watching.